Right, welcome back everybody. Today we're doing a list, Royal Enfield comfort rating, every bike in the range ranked from top to bottom, least comfortable starting, and we'll finish with most comfortable. So you might be able to guess where we're going to start. We're going to start with a 650 engine bike, and it is, and this is out of 7 650s that are currently available, this is Continental GT. Obviously you've got the hunched over riding position and you've got clip-on style bars, you're leaning forward. And most people on the forums say that you can't really do more than an hour or an hour and a half on the Continental without having a rest, right? Getting some reprieve for your lower spine, your lumbar spine. So though it's the best looking, if this was a list of best looking, Continental would be the highest or one of the highest, especially in that green colour. But it's not. This is comfort, and Continental scores the worst, even though I do love the bike. Right, second worst is Bear 650. So you might not have been expecting that, but it is a little bit awkward to ride. It's tall, it's canted forward, so your lumbar spine is kind of bent, which you shouldn't have for long periods of time. You should either be upright or hunched enough to be supported on the bars, not this kind of middle ground where it's like, oh, ow. That's what it's like. Couple that with incredibly stiff rear shocks means that when you go over potholes and bumps and stuff, it's just kind of pogo sticking your spine into dust. Again, we love the look of the Bear 650 and it's a stunner. It's up there with Continental GT, but it's also up there with Continental GT for discomfort. Interceptor 650, third least comfortable bike in the top 3 of least comfortable. Why do we say the Inti, when you're all probably shouting at the screen, is definitely the OEM seat. Standard seat is awful. You've got about 2.3 millimeters of padding, and although you've got softer rear shocks, you've got those fake Öhlins piggyback shocks on the Inti, it's just not a comfortable seat. And your knees are a little bit over a 90-degree bend. It's stylistically great, and the Inti is obviously well loved over the last 6 or 7 years. Hugely popular bike, but it's just not that comfortable. People like to tour on them. I would say no, there's better options for touring, mainly because of the seat. Right, now we move into the new range of 650 bikes from Royal Enfield, which are Super Meteor and its descendants essentially. So out of these, I'd say Super Meteor and Shotgun are kind of vying for 4th place over the least comfortable. Reason being, again, they've got the very stiff rear shocks. So on UK roads, you're bouncing over potholes and it's quite jarring. Shotgun is slightly more lean forward with neutral legs. So your legs are in a good position, but you're kind of canted forward a little bit, which not as much as the Bear, but still enough to be a little bit uncomfortable. Super Meteor, on the other hand, and it could go either way, could be Shotgun or Super Meteor, could take 4th place. But Super Meteor, you're a little bit clamshelled because you've got a forward foot peg position. Now, Royal Enfield do offer a touring version of the Super Meteor, which is the Celestial level, Celestial tier, comes in red and blue. And I like the style of that, but I don't fancy having the screen, which gives you buffeting, very uncomfortable to have that in your helmet the whole way you're touring. You've got taller bars, which allegedly are more comfortable, but you're still clamshelled. And a Royal Enfield touring seat never really actually means more comfort, usually means less comfort. So I'd say probably it's Super Meteor in 4th and then Shotgun actually in 5th. But those two are very close. Right, now we're getting more comfortable, okay? This is where things start to improve. Classic 650 and Bullet 650, and we've got 6th and 7th in the list of most uncomfortable Royal Enfields. I would probably say Classic 650, you've got bars that are a little bit closer to you compared to the other 650 bikes, because don't forget, on the classic style bikes, the handlebars don't actually mount to the top handlebar clamp. They mount 2 inches further back. Bars closer to you, less back bend, more comfort. Now the Bullet scores a little bit higher than the Classic because it's got a bigger seat, so taller riders can scoot back, give themselves more leg bend, more room in the leg. And they can also scoot forward and have closer bars to you. So it kind of works both ways. A big bench seat equals generally more comfort to more people. Right, now we're in 6 bikes left and we're going up for proper comfortable Royal Enfields. So we're going to move now into the illustrious 650. We were in 650, the illustrious 350 range, the creme de la creme of Royal Enfield. This is where dreams are made. This is the 350 range for Royal Enfield. And we're going to start off with the Meteor 350, which is actually a bike I had. Now, it's got a neutral / slightly forward riding position, the most forward of the 350 range, but still not really feet forward. The only problem with the Meteor is bars are mounted to the top handlebar clamp, so it's a little bit backy, a little bit lumbar spine, which you don't want. They also do a touring seat, which, as I said before, is less comfortable than the standard seat, so don't ever buy the touring seat. And if you buy a Meteor with a screen, you're going to have buffeting to hell, as I've shown in videos before, so that will be uncomfortable. So what you really want is a Fireball or Stella Meteor with no screen and no touring seat. You want the standard seat on there. Right, we're going to leave 350, but we are going to come back to it, and we're going to talk quickly about 450, and we're going to hop on a bike that I really like called the Gorilla 450. Now, why is the Gorilla 450 a comfortable bike to ride? Number one, nice and light, so you're not really worried about anything. No screen, no buffeting. It's quite a compact bike. Bars are quite wide, but overall they're within reach. Single seat, if with a little bit of a slope, but still a single seat. Slide closer to the bars. Quite a neutral leg position with a little bit of a bend in it. So it kind of canters you a tiny bit forward towards a sporty ride, but not enough to be uncomfortable. You could probably do half a day in a single sitting on the Gorilla and not suffer too much. The only thing about the Gorilla is, and this is a case for the lower capacity Royal Enfields, they will like rev a little bit at higher speeds. So that is something that adds to your discomfort, having the engine revving its nuts off. But never mind, as far as the ergos go, Gorilla scores very highly. Right, now we're at the final 4 bikes, all vying for the illustrious title of Royal Enfield's most comfortable motorcycle. Hunter 350. So why is the Hunter a comfortable bike? Well, it's small proportioned, which means everything's within reach. So you don't have to stretch your bars, you don't have to bend your back. No screen, no buffeting, neutral-ish leg position, a little bit of a bend, comfortable seat. Not a lot to complain about really. It is a bike for all people, is the Hunter 350. Right, now we move on to one of the most popular bikes of Royal Enfield, Classic 350, and we'll include Bullet 350, but we have a similar decision to make as we did with the 650s. Classic 350, you have the handlebars mounted closer to the rider. They're not mounted to the top handlebar clamp, they're closer. Neutral leg position, very kind of old school British riding position, bolt upright, slight bend in the knee, bars close to you, kind of pot around all day like this. Comfy seats, lots of padding, nice suspension at the rear. Nothing to complain about, really nothing to complain about. Bullet 350, I'd say the same, except taller riders have more flexibility to stretch back. Shorties, short of arm like myself, can pull towards the bars, and you've got nice bend and you're pottering about, loving life. Right, now we come to the most comfortable Royal Enfield, probably of all time, but definitely in the current lineup. And you might have guessed it, it is Himalayan 450. Why? Kind of obvious really, it's an adventure bike. So you've got an all day long comfortable ride. They basically designed it for all day comfort, didn't they? So you're sat there, the screen's slightly elevated relative to you, wide bars, you're close to the bars so you don't have to stretch and bend. The seat is sculptured, you're sat almost in a supported position to keep you upright, very neutral on the legs, lovely stuff. And the number one thing about the Himi is, although it's got Showa non-adjustable suspension, it is like riding on a carpet of pillows. It's amazing. You're 200 millimeters front and rear, but it's just so well suspended. You can ride over potholes, anything. It just floats you down the road whilst remaining composed. It's a lovely bike, the Himalayan 411. Great travel bike, great comfortable bike. Now, so we've got Continental GT worst, Himalayan 450 best, and the runners and riders in between. We'll also give a special honourable mention to Scram 411 and Himalayan 411. Not mentioned here because they are discontinued, but they have 200 millimeters and 190 millimeters of suspension travel in the forks respectively. Both of those are also very comfortable bikes. All right guys, let me know what you think about the list. Let me know what your experience is of uncomfortable Royal Enfields. I think I'm pretty much nailed it with this list, but let me know what you think and I'll catch you in the next one.